What's your approach to kids using AI in your classrooms? On one hand, we could say, if kids use AI, they're cheating and we're going to fail them. Or we could provide a structure, a way to define what they're allowed to do and yet still accomplish our learning purposes. What we need is the 5 levels of AI use, and that's what we're going to talk about here. So here are the 5 levels briefly, all the way from level 1, which is you may not use AI on this particular assignment, all the way through using AI as a co-creator of our assignments and a co-creator of our products. Let's talk about each one of these, what they look like, and what they're used for. So, level 1 is the simple one. For this assignment, no AI. The student must use his or her own skills and knowledge and abilities, and we're going to use this primarily when we're trying to assess students for their foundational skills or anything that requires recall by the student. That's level 1. Now, what does it look like in practice? Here's a math assignment, do it on your own. Here's your research topic, and over there are your resources. Go and write your own paper, or take these texts and give me a summary in your own words. So that's level 1 in practice, no AI. Level 2 is where we're actually starting to use AI, but at a very low level. Here, level 2 is AI-assisted brainstorming. So if we're trying to generate ideas, generate information that the student will then use independently, that's level 2. And so the AI is just an idea generator here, but the student is responsible for the final product. So if students have to write or do a project about a historical period, the AI can generate some ideas that the student can then use in the product. Or asking kids to come up with a topic for a science project is a frustrating experience, to say the least, right? So the AI can help generate possibilities for them or strategies for completing a product, but then the student does the work independently. Level 3 is where the AI is actually beginning to contribute to the content of the product or content of the assignment. The AI is generating a first draft, a rough draft, or generating an outline for this, and then the student takes that, significantly revises it, guides the drafting process, directs the AI exactly what should be done and what it should cover to produce that rough draft that the student then takes, revises, and submits. So a first draft for a research paper, that's level 3. Or if the student says, here are all of my notes, take my notes, take my information, create a rough draft for me that I'll work on. Or I need an infographic about this topic. Create a mock-up for me as a guide that I can use to do my own work. That's all level 3. Hi, David Bowman here. If you are enjoying this video and these techniques, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, if you are a school administrator or a PD lead and you're looking for some support for your staff to make the most effective use of AI within the learning environment, feel free to give us a call or send us an email. We'd love to talk to you about how we can work together to make sure that your staff is using AI effectively to meet the learning needs of kids. Now, back to the video. In level 4, AI collaborative creation, the AI is now beginning to contribute content to the final product. Think about it like this. If the student is the boss, the AI is the intern. And the boss says, here's what I want you to do, and here's what it needs to look like, and here's the structure and so forth. Go create part of it for me. Go do it. And then let's take a look at it together, revise it, incorporate it, make sure it meets the purpose, and do additional revisions on it. So here, the student is really in charge of directing the AI's work, reviewing the work, revising the work, and incorporating it into a larger document or larger product. So the AI is producing but the student is firmly in control of the ideas and the direction and the structure and the nature of it, basically. We're going to use level 4 when we have analytical tasks or we need to creatively synthesize information. We have the AI do it, but then the student is responsible for revising and incorporating it into the larger body. And certainly, the AI is not getting the grade for the assignment, so the student has to be able to demonstrate understanding and mastery of the content that's being produced. Now, in practice, it might look like this. The student has to give a presentation. The AI can actually write part of the script for that presentation, or the flow of how the presentation is going to go that the student then delivers. Or the AI says, here is a synopsis of information, and the student is going to take it, review it, make sure it's appropriate, complete, comprehensive, etc., and fit it into the final product. Or anytime we ask the AI to generate visuals based on the information that we give it, and then we put it into our report or our product, that's level 4. Now, finally, we get to level 5. This is the highest use here. So thinking about our boss motif. So we don't have a boss and an intern here. What we have are 2 coworkers, with one, the student, being the lead team member, but they are both able to work independently and create meaningfully to the final product. However, the caution is the student is still responsible for the product and making sure it's appropriate and accurate and so forth. But the AI is actually producing parts or content independently with the direction of the student. The student has to be able to justify why did they have the AI do that and what did the AI produce. So we would use something like this when we have a capstone project, for example. We're taking a lot of different products we put together and we're having the AI take part of it and create something new for us, or anytime we need new ideas or new information that perhaps isn't accessible to the student, and then do something with it. That's the AI serving as a team member and contributing meaningfully to the end. But as always, the student is still responsible for knowing what it is, right? And knowing the content, because if it's an assignment, as opposed to an assessment, it's an assignment, it's part of the learning process. So even if the AI is producing something and contributing meaningfully, the student still needs to learn from what the AI produced. In practice, the student might say, here are 7 key events I need information about. And the AI goes, learns about them, and writes a synopsis of each of those. Or the AI is given a topic and goes out and does research and provides a summary of key findings or key information. So the AI is out there doing the work, which the student then incorporates. Anytime we've got the AI creating formulas or creating processes, then executing them, and then determining what the results are, that's level 5. Or if the AI is producing part of a presentation script, the student says, I need something like this. Here's what I'm trying to accomplish. And the AI comes up with the solution and content for it. All of that is level 5. The 3 things that we have to think about, however, when we're determining an appropriate level: first, what's the purpose of the assignment? Why are we giving the assignment to the students? The second is, what level of mental processing does it require? A higher level of mental processing and analysis and synthesis can be assigned to a higher level of AI use as well, versus just recall, which is level 1. And certainly, how ready are the kids? Can they control this process? Can they collaborate? Can they delegate? Can they oversee a process and take ownership of it? The more capable a student is of doing those things, the more capable a student is of using a higher level of AI. So I've got a couple of resources for you. The one which directly relates to this is a guide on implementing the 5 levels. A companion piece to that is strategies and an approach for making sure that students aren't cheating by using AI. And you can get both of those over there on our website. So there you go. The 5 levels of AI use in our classrooms by students. I hope you found this useful. Take care.